Good morning. It is Thursday, August 8th, 2013. This is Jason Horak reporting on the Dodge Daytona electric vehicle. We are out here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri at EVCCON 2013, and the Daytona is running. So far I haven't managed to kill it completely. I did do that overcharging of the battery pack a couple days ago. That was a little bit scary, but the batteries don't seem to be any worse for wear, and everything's working good. However, I did also kill the DC to DC converter. That was the pop that we heard while it was charging, and that was our indication that it was being overcharged, as the battery pack had gotten to 269 volts. So yesterday I went over to the shop and I purchased a new DC to DC converter from Jack and Brian and the guys, and there it is. So this is all installed. I ended up just splicing in to the existing wiring that I had before, since I already had all the ends on here, the computer power connection and the Anderson connector were already on the cables. So rather than getting new connectors, I just spliced into the wiring that I had before, and there you go. So there's the new DC to DC converter. It also hisses just like the old ones. And in fact, the old one, which may or may not be damaged, I'm not sure. This is the one that got overcharged to 269 volts, or overvolted rather, during that overcharge incident. It's hissing, it's making unhappy noises, but it's still putting out the current, or still putting out the voltage rather. I don't really have an accurate way to measure the current that these things are putting out, but anyway, they are both up and running at this point. It was making kind of a scary noise last night, but I think that was because the accessory battery had gotten discharged so much that it was doing a lot of draw from these little devices, and that's why they were so loud. Today I plugged them in after the newer one had gone all night charging the accessory battery, and it seems reasonably quiet. I mean, there is hissing going on, but it's more of the normal hissing rather than the really obnoxiously loud hissing from last night. So anyway, I don't know, just me rambling on. As you can tell, it's getting dark and it's raining a bit here. It has been a very rainy week, and hopefully tomorrow it won't be quite as overcast and gloomy and raining for race day, but that's looking kind of ominous at this particular moment. So I'm going to head over to the convention center at the AC Brase Arena and get something to eat and hopefully have some fun, and just enjoying the various sessions that they've got going on there today. So take care, and I'll catch up with y'all later. Okay, so it is a lovely day at EVCON. Here's what happened. I took the car over to the AC Brase Arena, plugged it in, started charging, everything was hunky-dory fine, and then the sky opened up, and it was raining quite a bit harder than it is even right now. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of water out there, like the river running down Morgan Oak Street here. But anyway, so now I drove back over to the shop, and I've disassembled the charger. Take a look at what's going on here. I thought it was the fuse, because I'd blown the fuse in the past. We had some lightning and stuff back east, and that was a problem. So I figured, okay, maybe it's the fuse. So I took the fuse out and tested it just by hooking it up to one terminal of a battery, and then testing it with the multimeter to see that it had full current, or full voltage rather, reading on the other side. Now that's not 100% proof test the fuse is operational, but if it's passing voltage, theoretically it's not blown. So anyway, so what I'm doing is I've got it hooked up again. I pulled the charger out of the car and it's plugged in just to the battery pack, and now through David Crizzle's adapter into the Clipper Creek charger, EVSC that Jack uses here on the wall that I've charged before with. and we're going to go ahead and turn it on. But since things seem to go my way very luckily, I'm going to make sure that I video this so that at least it'll go viral on YouTube when my car blows up. So anyway, here goes nothing. We've got the amperage turned all the way down, and there goes the fuse. And to kick the breaker, there's smoke. Lovely. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is exactly the same thing that happened to my previous Manzanita charger, actually this charger before I had it repaired, where an IGBT went. Again, theoretically due to like a lightning strike or something. I'm just that lucky. So, that's great. I don't think there's going to be any fix to this. That fuse definitely just popped and made smoke and a little bit of a spark, so it did kick the breaker down here as well when I tried to turn it on, so possibly the fuse might still be okay. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not sure really what's going on, so my options at this point are limited. I can put in a new fuse. I have a brand new fuse that I ordered at the same time as this one. I could throw it in there and try to see if that does exactly the same thing. But based on the behavior being the same as last time, I'm thinking that this is the IGBT issue that I had before. That I just happened to get, with that rainstorm and maybe there was a lightning strike near enough that there was a surge in the line. I don't know, but yeah. So my charger appears to be dead. Isn't that just lovely? I'll be back when I figure out what the heck I'm going to do. Okay, so here we are at EVCCON 2013, and Jason has possibly broken his charger. Anyway, we've got it taken apart here, and I've swapped the fuse. So the old fuse I tested by putting one of the terminals on the 12-volt battery up front and the other one on the multimeter, and it was able to, it showed 13.9 volts coming through it either direction. It was fine, and but it did not work. Or it doesn't seem to work. The charger doesn't work anyway. So we've got the charger turned off. We've got the amp knob turned all the way down to minimum. And we're going to go ahead and just do a quick test here with the multimeter of everything that it connects to, just to double check that everything is cool there. So let's see. We've got our lead. This goes up to the front of the car. This is the Anderson connector. And so we are showing, get the leads to stay in there for a second, 198.4 volts, or 98.3, or give or take. So that is what the pack voltage is. And then I've got this extension cable plugged in way over there to Jack's NEMA 14-50 plug on the wall, which has its own breaker. So that way when things blow up, hopefully it'll kick that breaker and not break any more of Jack's equipment. So anyway, so we're going to just test that. We're going to put the multimeter into AC mode, and we're going to attempt to stick our finger in a light socket and see if we can get these leads to actually touch properly while on film, which is always tricky to do while holding the camera. Saw it there for a second. Okay, there we go. 112.4 on that side, and on this phase, I can get those leads in. It's so tricky. Come on. It'd be so much easier if I was doing this with two hands instead of one. But alright, there we go. I saw 117 there briefly. No, 118, 116, 115. There we go. 116. Ah, gosh, bless it. Alright, there we go. 116.4 and holding. Hey, so we'll hold it steady for half a second. Okay, so there you go. That's what we've got as far as that goes. So what we're going to do, as per standard procedure, we're going to plug the charger into the pack, so it's always got a load on it, DC, so that's nice and secure. And then we're going to go ahead and plug in the AC cord here. Alright, so now we've got power coming in, power going out to the pack in theory, and the charger. So once again, turn it up here so we can see what's going on. I'll try not to electrocute myself. Okay, so there is Manzanita PFC40M. Just a review of the dip switches. The first 4 are up. I'm not sure if the camera's making those out too well. The next 2 are down. The next one is up, and the last one is down. Let's make sure that, yep, no, it is. A little grubby there, but it was in fact in position. Okay. The amp knob is all the way down to nothing. Volts set to 182. And we're going to turn it on and hopefully not have sparks. Here we go. Yep. I would say we had sparks. So, based on my past experience with this particular charger, I'm now deaf from the pop and the smoke. We're going to go ahead and unplug it from my pack. I'm actually going to unplug it from the wall first. Is that the IGBT, I'm not going to be able to do this on camera, just because I can't do it with one hand. Anyway, the IGBT in the charger is probably blown again, which means I have to ship this back to Oregon. So anyway, I will let the folks from Manzanita know that I killed their charger again somehow, and I guess we will go from there. Just the fun never stops.